One more afternoon, she didn't feel like studying. Maria was lying on the sofa watching one video after another on her TikTok. She was actually quite hooked lately. She wasn't the type to dance or anything like that, but she did upload other types of content. And that's what she was doing when she saw a post that caught her attention. It was a bit strange. You could simply see a person with his back turned walking down the street. What surprised her the most was the music. It was creepy, but she loved it. A mixture of fear, liking, and intrigue. So she quickly started thinking about what she could do with it. She wanted to use it. That took her all day. Boredom had left her out of ideas. But she did it. She recorded a video with absurd transitions, which with the music seemed to transport you to another place. She was happy with the result, so she uploaded it and started watching the new season of Sex Education. It was late, so she didn't use her cell phone again that day. She logged back into TikTok the next morning, and by then it seemed like everything was different. Not a single dance video appeared anymore. No trending songs or challenges either. She spent more than an hour trying to find those videos that usually filled her For You page, but there were none left. At first, she didn't think anything of it. She thought it might be a glitch in the app. But in the afternoon, when she came back from school, things were still the same. She restarted her phone and nothing. The only videos she could see were very similar to the one that had caught her attention the day before. People walking down the street with that strange melody. She stared at her phone for hours, but it just kept getting worse and worse. Now those videos were increasing her intrigue and were becoming more and more terrifying. One person chasing another, someone being grabbed by surprise. And to top it off, she recognized some of the places that appeared. They were close to her house. She tried to stay calm and think, and then it occurred to her to tap on the music to see whose music it was and what other people had used it. She needed to know if the same thing had happened to them as to her. The profile that had uploaded the content was the strangest. It had no associated social networks and there was no way to contact it either. But this was not the case with the accounts that had used the same tune as her. At the beginning, there were none. In a couple of hours, she found 2, and by the end of the day, there were 5. She chose one of them, accessed the profile, and clicked on the button that would take her to her Instagram account. Her name was Sarah, and she had the profile open, so she directly wrote her a message. "Hi Sarah, can we talk? I need to ask you something." She hit send and immediately realized that she had been very diffuse. It would have been better to explain to her directly what had happened. But she didn't have much time to think about it because Sarah responded within a minute. "Does it happen to you too?" Her story was virtually identical. They talked for quite a while and both decided to contact the other people who had used the music. It was impossible with everyone, but they made a group of 5. They were scared, so they gave each other phone numbers and created a group on WhatsApp. By that time, the videos had increased the tension even more. They weren't violent, but you could sense that they stopped just before a tragic outcome. They watched them over and over again, wanting to find clues. But they didn't know what was going on, and the creation of the group only made it worse. One of the people in it sent them a link that would allow them to detect anything strange on the phone. They were all very scared, so they agreed without thinking. At first, everything seemed normal, but the next morning, they all had horrible videos in their galleries. Now they were totally explicit. You could see how someone kidnapped people in the street to put them in a black van. Afterwards, you could see people crying or even body parts scattered around. It was horrible, and the worst thing was that no matter how hard they tried to erase them, they were still there. The person who had sent the link vanished completely. 2 days later, they also started receiving threatening text messages with very specific personal data. They knew their address, their parents' contact information, and much more. They were told that if they went to the police, something bad would happen to them. They tried to stay calm, but soon members of the group began to disappear. Little by little, strange things happened. They looked like accidents, but ended up with someone in the hospital seriously injured or even dead. The others saw the news on TV and couldn't believe it. It was true, they were being killed. Maria was one of the last 2 active people in that group. She was very scared and knew she could not stop something bad from happening to her. So she accessed TikTok from her sister's cell phone and recorded a video. In it, she explained what was happening to her. As soon as it was uploaded, it went viral. There were many more people suffering the same thing. It was a kind of macabre challenge. Then the police started to investigate, but when they tried to contact Maria, she had already disappeared too. She had been run over right in front of her house. Coincidence? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!